Akasha only the sound exists, nowhere else. So if something has to come together, it should be coming in Akasha, nowhere else. But getting hold of Akasha is difficult, meaning it's not easy for everyone to comprehend that, oh, that is the first element, and you will eventually, the mind will get into Akasha. That is after death, that mind is floating. It's just going wherever it finds. So, unless we know that, unless we experience it, or we know that is happening from vibration, we won't be knowing it at all. So yesterday I was explaining to him on how this whole thing works, and he was happy. At the end of our 1.5 hours discussion, he was relieved, kind of. So let's see.
Yeah. Morning, Bhatt. Morning, Padmashri.
Good morning, Bhatt and Padmashri.
Morning, Lata. Morning, Padmashri. Morning, Vilas.
Morning, Bhatt. Morning, Lata. Morning.
Okay, I think we will begin.
Yes.
So we'll go through the Bhagvadgita. So the impulse of action, the karma chodana or chodana, is the one what we need to do. That means we need to know what it takes to do something. So let's say somebody has an intention of going to heaven. He must know what it takes to go to heaven. So now my question is, do you know what it takes to go to heaven? Let's say our aim of this life is to get into heaven. So do I know how to go to heaven? What do you think?
To keep giving and giving, then you will go to heaven.
No, if you only do dana, you will get a good life. You will not get a heavenly life. You will get a good life on earth as a human.
No.
You will get the best of the life, basically.
You are talking about heaven, what? After death or?
After
during?
death. After death.
To go to heaven, what? The question is what? To go to heaven, what is needed?
To go to heaven, do you know what is required? Just like you want to go to, let us say, you want to go, you want to go to Badri, let's say.
Yes.
So you know what to carry, right? You know you require sweater, you require, let's say, umbrella, or you require clothes for those many number of days, and like that. So the question is, for going to heaven, do we know what is required?
Punya.
How? In what? So, which activity is giving you punya and which activity is giving you papa? Are you keeping track?
Paropakara, Punya. And Tyaga is Punya.
No, that is correct. See, are you
Yes.
keeping tab? Are you keeping tab on a daily basis? From morning till evening. Here is my list.
No. We have no preparation for that travel.
So,
Only Badri we do it, not for heaven.
right.
We assume that, okay, there's enough time to do that.
Now that is the shloka what he's talking about.
Which number, Shloka?
The 18th one, which we covered yesterday, and I was talking about the Shraddha, what we do, or sending person to heaven. Right, so do we know what is required to go to heaven? Number one, do we know what is required to go to heaven? Number two is that we have known what it takes to go to heaven. So here is the things what I have done. And I'm definitely sure that I'm going to heaven. Whenever the body breaks down, I'm 100% sure that I'm there in heaven. So do we have that knowledge? Jnanam gneyam parignyata trividha karma chodhana karanam karma karta iti trividaha karma sangraha.
So we need to remove rajas and tamas.
No, that is correct, Lata. That is the theoretical, intellectual. That means we have understood. Okay, now are we keeping track? So right now my mind is tamas. So if I keep my mind in tamas, I know where I'm landing. Right now my mind is in rajas. If I keep it in rajas, I know where my mind is landing. My mind is now in sattva. Right, so now I know where it is going to land. Do we have knowledge like that?
No, moment to moment we don't have that knowledge.
Okay,
And then we
forget moment to moment. How about hour to hour?
even that you don't know. You don't know.
Yeah, so then how do we believe that we are going to go to heaven? If not getting liberated, forget about that, at least going to heaven. Just like going to office, we know what is required. So we require to dress ourselves up, sit in the car, go to the office. And after reaching office, you don't know. It is all in your mind on how to deal with the problem. So you have requisite certificate or knowledge or whatever it is to prove that, yes, I can take care of these challenges which is coming on the project. But do we know this project which is more important than that project? Because if I quit the job, I'll get another job. But if I quit the body, I don't know where I'm landing. And I have no control over it. I have not, and just like an employer has no control, and he might say to me that, hey, you don't have to come tomorrow. But the advantage here is that I can go and join another company. There is no issue. Only few days I am out of job, a few months I am out of job. Then I find another job. Same thing is happening when the body is not there. You will get a job, you will get a body eventually. But do you know where you are going?
Okay, here question is, you have mind. Through mind we take decisions. If, for example, today I should eat or I should not eat, I can take that decision. Because the mind takes the decision. Similarly, the same mind traveling to this Swarga. And mind can take a decision, right? Because mind is there. We don't have Panchendriyas, but mind is there.
No, Panchendriyas is there. Otherwise, there is no mind.
Pancha organs are... No, Indriya means it is not there, right, when you go there.
Who says?
It is only in this Prapancha only.
Who says? Who says?
We have all the indriyas, but we don't have the discriminating intellect. So you can't decide. So you have to go where the mind takes you.
No, first of all, do you know?
1 minute. When you go out of this body,
Yeah.
Indriya, there is nothing Vishaya to Indriya. Nothing is coming in through this Panchendriya. It is disconnected from the physical organs. It can only think in its own. Whatever stored information can be recalled and just be there.
No,
But the subtle senses will be there in the Sukma Sharira, right?
yes, without that there is no further life at all.
How it will sense? Subtle one.
That then you have to go back to Manasika Sharira. That means we have to go back to Viveka Chudamani or the koshas. Annamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, like that. What is Manomaya? Manomaya is a subtle body which has everything. It has eyes, it has nose, it has ears, it has tongue, and it can sense. That's what you is. I think we had covered it years ago. Initially, I had even drawn on the board how the body looks. I think in Kanoi I had written how.
I know. Bulb and all that.
No, I'm not talking bulb. I'm talking about the outer, the Sukshma
Pancakosha.
Sharira. No, not Panchakosha, the Sukshma Sharira, how it looks.
Maybe you can just summarize in 2 minutes.
Okay, I have no problem in summarizing.
Yeah.
The thing is that you have an internal body. Okay, that internal body has all the 5 senses. It just senses. It has got no objectification. The objectification comes when there is an object which comes in its sense door. So first and foremost, that subtle body called as Karana Sharira and Sukshma Sharira will take a body appropriate to its karma. So now we have taken an appropriate birth as human. But the internal one is your Sukshma Sharira. Okay. Now that is the one which goes from life to life. And it can even go to Brahma realm of existence.
That is known. It's going from one place to another place. But I was thinking it goes like
what?
Without this Panchendriyas, because the physical Panchendriya is disconnected.
No.
But it is inactive, right?
No. The physical Indriyas have got nothing to do with the internal Indriya. Internally you have Indriya. The physical Indriya, that will go. That will.
Yes, I know.
If you know, then you should not get this doubt. That will remain forever. Those.
Yeah. See, it's like a camera. It is not clicking any photo. That is what I was thinking. Camera is there inside.
No. See, if that is not true, if the 5 senses were not to be there, then how can you recollect your past life? See, we are saying that you can recollect your past life. Now, how do you recollect your past life if that senses itself don't exist?
I was thinking the memory is there inside, stored.
Where?
And then that is manas. That mana is there. Mana is moving from one place to other place after death. Sukshma Sharira.
Now you should know that there is something called as Akashic records. All your actions are recorded in the Akasha, not in the physical body, nor in the mental body. It is a cloud.
Yeah, that also I remember. You told that it is there somewhere, and based on your indriyas, you are able to recall.
Yes. So it's a cloud drive. All your actions are recorded there. So you will change the body based upon what you are doing, or what is the state at that time of death. So you get that body.
Correct. See, after you leave this physical body, you are not doing any karma because there is no physical organs. You will be there only, right? And that body in the Sukshma Sharira will be there till he gets another physical body, or it should already might have got liberation. Because the moment Sukshma Sharira without body is equivalent, it is not a liberated. It is looking for liberation, maybe with another janma. That is clear.
No, that is not clear, because if it is not doing any karma, then it will not be able to get another body also.
Is it so that after leaving this body, still it can do some karma without taking another body?
It keeps on. What is karma? I think I have explained day before yesterday, is that eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body and the mind is karma. So when we say prarabdha karma, that is what it is all about. Nothing else.
Okay, you answer this question. I think for my clarity.
Yes.
After leaving the body,
yes.
when you have the Sukshma Sharira only, no physical Bhautika Sharira, still that Sukshma Sharira will be doing karma?
It is reflecting the karma, and based upon that reflection, it will get that body.
It will keeps on doing that. The processor will be working inside.
Then if that is not there, then there is nothing called as prarabdha karma, right?
No, I was thinking prarabdha karma is, now see, now what I am doing here, my past is all prarabdha. Based on prarabdha, it's acting on me now. So I thought this is from my Purva Janma, not from Sukshma Sharira. I was thinking that.
Now when you say Purva Janma, who has taken Janma? If you say Purva Janma, the question comes, who has taken Janma?
This Karana Sharira entered somebody's body as a Sukshma Sharira, and then from there you got that physical birth. It may be human being or it can be anything other. As far as this prapancha is considered. Within this prapancha, whatever you see, all jantu and all this, it is coming out of that Purva Janma.
That is correct, but that Sukshma Sharira only has taken birth, right?
Sukshma Sharira is taken birth, yes. Correct.
So all the...
Now it is attached to this physical body, correct?
No, it takes the physical body. It is not attached to physical body. It takes on, it's just like you're wearing a dress. That is what Krishna explains in the second chapter.
Yeah, clear, that's clear.
No, you are not clear. You are saying it is clear, but if you are clear, you will not get the doubt. So, let us go step by step. Now, who you are, if you were to ask this question, you get three bodies. One is the physical body, which is coming out of food. You eat every day. Then you get the Sukshma Sharira or Manasika Sharira, whichever way you want to put it. That is the one which has eyes, ears, nose, tongue and the body and the mind also. That's the sixth one, as explained in the 15th chapter. And that is the Manasika Sharira or Sukshma Sharira, which is called a Jiva or Jivi, whatever you want to call. Then behind it arrives the Karana Sharira, the cause for that existence. That cause is Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Okay. Now, where does the
Karana Sharira is Sattva, Rajas, Tamas.
Yes.
Sharira.
You have any doubt on that?
Let's go ahead.
No, we will not go ahead, because then we have to go back to some Bhagvadgita.
No need. I'm listening here.
Okay.
Some knowledge coming in.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
again.
So now you have a Karana Sharira. The Karana means reason, cause, whatever. What is the cause of your existence? So Krishna says in the 14th chapter, the Karana of existence is Rajas, Tamas, Sattva, nothing else. So there is no person there. This we have covered. Now, where does the person or a being comes into existence? The person or the being comes into existence with the culmination of Jiva, Jagat and Ishvara, which is in the Manasika Sharira. So what happens here is the Ishvara resides in the heart of that being, which we can call it as Narayana or whatever we want to name it as. In the same place resides the mind. It's called seat of the mind, which will have all the five senses. Now in that comes Smriti, memory. Okay. And also comes Buddhi. And also comes Ahankara. Okay. And Chitta. This is what will be there in Manasika Sharira or Sukshma Sharira. Now when the person eats, that is when the person enters into the womb, he starts eating. That being starts eating and then gets covered up with the physical sheath called as Annamaya Kosha. Okay. So now you have Vijnanamaya Kosha, you have Manomaya Kosha, then you have Anandamaya Kosha, which is what the light is coming from. And then you have Pranamaya Kosha, because the pranas get generated due to the presence of Ishvara. And that whole thing is called as a Jivi now. It only doesn't have the eating ability, so it eats through the smell. So we get two kinds of being, one which is Apara and Para. Apara beings are those who are called as Pitrus, so the taste when you give for the Pitru Karya, when you give that the Pinda, it tastes not good because it is Apara. Because they have Raga, Dvesha, Moha associated with not existence. Whereas when you do the same with Para, that is Deva or Daiva, whatever you want to call, that Naivedya, what is partaken by the person, is very tasty. And the smell is also very good. The reason why this happens is one is Pitru and another one is Deva. But both have the same sheath, meaning the same koshas. It has Anandamaya Kosha, it has Manomaya Kosha, it has the Vijnanamaya Kosha, and also it has the Pranamaya Kosha. Okay. Now, this being who has died just now has only Manasika Sharira and Karana Sharira. So what it basically does is the last thought which has come into its mind stream will be held, and that being will keep on searching for the appropriate Annamaya Kosha, because that is what has gone. There is no longer Annamaya Kosha at all. So it searches for Annamaya Kosha and gets the Annamaya Kosha and becomes whatever it should become. So depending upon its karma, it can become a dog, it can become a cat, it can become a cow, it can become a horse, or it can become an insect, it can become whatever it wants to become, including a deva, or it can become a human being, or it can get into the hell realm of existence and stay there. This is the process. So now do you know how to reach heaven as a Manomaya Kosha?
Manomaya Kosha. If Manas is in that mode, Ananda mode, I assume again, Ananda is that Swarga, heaven. If it is in that mood, it will be there.
No, that is correct.
That means in the last, when you die, last moment, the thought what you have, it should be equivalent to that.
That is correct. But do you know right now whether you have it?
It should be there all the time. Now, no. Now it is just oscillating between sattva, rajas, tamas.
So if it is oscillating between sattva, rajas, tamas, then you will never get into heaven.
Domination will be there, maybe more of a sattva.
How do you know?
Maybe or maximum.
How do you know?
I think measurement of that is the degree at which you are reacting to a situation, tough situation. If you are also getting tensed, if you are getting angry, you are completely in tamas state. If you are neutral, then you are there. So that is what you should
Correct.
see for yourself. How it happens. That is the one way of measurement on your own.
So what we need to actually do right now, as we are speaking, is we need to know the karma sangraha. That is the karana. What equipment or instrument are needed to do the work of action. That is manas, vak and kaya. The karma. Whether we are doing action or reaction. If we are doing reaction, there is a fruit of action. If there is only action, then there is no fruit of action. And the karta. Who is the doer? If I think I am doing it, then I exist, and because I exist, the karma attaches to me. So the karma has to be done according to the jnana.
You are talking about the bhava. You should have that bhava.
Yes.
Yad bhavam
Yad bhavam tad bhavati.
tad bhavati. Correct.
So do we know that that is the one which is taking you to heaven or hell? That is the main thing. So that
So
I
we
should...
can
Yeah, go ahead.
we can get that feel ourselves.
Yes, you will get the feel yourself. So how do I know? Okay, the morning happened. Now whatever actions I am doing, am I passing that action to Ishvara or am I taking to myself? If I am taking it to myself, I have taken karma. If I am passing it to the Ishvara, then I am not taking any karma. Good or bad?
So we have to say Bhagavadgita every time.
No, not say. You have to make that as a habit permanently.
Correct. The same means inside the manas.
Yes, inside the manas. So you should
That is
not...
possible only if you don't have that attachment and detachment.
Yes. So you need to develop tremendous amount of vairagya for the body. Because you know what's the
Yes,
problem?
very nice.
You know what's the problem for us not to reaching heaven? While we are still alive, you can reach heaven. The reason why we are not able to do it is because we are associated with the heavy body, which is the gross, that is Sthula Sharira. Now with Sthula Sharira, you cannot reach heaven. So you require a very light vehicle. And we don't know. And we don't know how to get that light vehicle. Now, you will get the light vehicle only when you cut relationships.
No doubt.
Now, we are not able to cut the relationship because we come up with arguments saying that no, my son is very small, my wife is this age, my husband is that age, I still have many years left and all of that. Let my son get married or let my daughter get married and then this happen and that happen. But our intention is go to heaven. Absolutely true. But we have not bought the ticket to heaven. That's all. And we don't even know what we have to carry to go to heaven. That means we don't know the karana, we don't know the karma, and we don't know the karta. All the three are not there. And yet we feel we will go to heaven. This is one problem. Second problem, I don't know how much of the punya phala I have collected? I don't even know that. What's the quantity? And I don't know with that punya phala what different types of heaven I can attain. Let's say it's just like, you have 1 million US dollars and you can buy so and so property. And even in Bangalore, you have 1 crore. So in the 1 crore, what property will come, and you can book it. If you have 2 crores, you can have a better property than 1 crore. So we know that, right? But why don't we do something to know this one? Because this is more important than that one. So are we ready for that? Is the question. Do you know what sangraha, what you need to accumulate to be what you want to be? So what do we do? So what we are... Pardon, please?
I'm just poking a joke that you will book tickets for all of us to heaven.
Yeah, that is what we want somebody to do. Like yesterday.
That is what he's selling the tickets now.
No, I am not selling the ticket. Like all the
You
mutt
are not
people.
buying it.
No, all the mutt people are doing that. They say that, okay, you pray this God, he will take you to heaven. You pray that God or this one and this idol or that idol. So yesterday, after this call, myself, wife and my mother-in-law, so we had a good discussion on that what we were discussing on Shraddha. So my mother-in-law was telling that it is there in Bhagvadgita that Krishna says that you should do pinda. So I told her that it is not true, because it is there in first chapter as a question from Krishna. Question from Arjuna to Krishna that if we do like this, Lupta Pindodaka is stopped. That means people will stop giving food to their ancestors. And Krishna in the second chapter talks the first sentence. He says that you seem to be like a Pandit, knowing everything, but the way you are talking seems to me that you are not a Pandit, because if a person is a Pandita, that means knower of everything, then he wouldn't do shoka for those who are departed nor the people who are yet to depart. He doesn't talk about this Pitru Karya at all. And he goes on explaining what is Atma. And he says that the 5 elements cannot do anything to Atma. That means it cannot cut, it cannot be wet, it cannot be put in fire, it cannot do anything. So, for a thing which doesn't have life and death, it is always Ananta, how can you do Pitru Karya? This is very funny. This is one of the biggest errors, I am telling you. This is like if there were negative mark question in the examination. It's like selecting all negative marks and yet claiming that, look, I have passed the exam. This is one of the biggest of the blunder what one can commit. Now the second. I don't know my punya and I go and do dharmodaka, saying that I'm donating my punya. It is not a blood donation camp or some camp where I can say, okay, I have a lot of blood, I can donate. You are donating punya. That means you should know how much punya have you collected before going and doing that karya. And before going to that karya itself, you should have at least said 1,25,000 Gayatri, because that much of strength is required to get some punya. And then you should be a celibate for 48 days. And you should have eaten only once food, not all the time. And you shouldn't have spoken for 90 days to anyone. Then you can go and do something, if at all, that is permissible, and if that being is receptive to take your so-called punya. Neither I have done anything for 90 days, nor I have done anything for 48 days, nor I have done anything about Gayatri. I have not done anything at all. I just go there, stand in front of that priest. That priest is not interested in the Pitru Karya. He is interested in counting his money. And he will give a coin and he will ask me to, he will say, Udaka, Udaka means water. So you hold the coin, and then he will make you remember what is your relation to that being who is departed, and then you just do the activity and come back. So where is the punya going there? In fact, that is the most papa karma. So do we know what we are doing? Is the question what is asking here. And that is what karma chodana is all about. Cut the karma. What we are doing is we are adding karma. And that too bad karma. So who will spare? Nobody will spare. So the rod cannot be spared. We will have to pay for all of those actions. The only way to redeem ourselves is do more good karma. Just like you can't remove the salt from the water, what we can do is that we can throw that salt water into a river which is having sweet water. So the salt water also will remain, but the sweet water is so much that you can drink the water. So this is what it is. So yesterday we had a very good discussion. So I told my mother-in-law, why don't you read second chapter again and show me where it says that you should do Pitru Karya. What do you say, Bhatt?
In Manusmriti also these things are not there. Huh?
In none of the Veda and Upanishad you will find it.
This all acharana happened after that.
No, you study all the 10 Upanishad, what Shankara has asked. Even the Nachiketa thing doesn't talk about Pitru Karya. Yama and Nachiketa's discussion does not include Pitru Karya.
So what you have to do is you have to do that dahana and those 10 days work. With that it is over.
And that's what they also say. And in the end they add another clause. You have done all of that, but it is to the karma of that person, whatever has to happen will happen. So if whatever is going to happen, then why you should be doing something? See, but it's like this. When we go to sleep, do you remember who you are? Same thing with any being who doesn't have a body. If it was able to remember, that means by now I would have so many children in my past lives that every time they give me the food, right? Today is my tithi. In my past life, today is my tithi. So I should leave this body, enter into the crow body, and then go and eat there, right? So anyway, I don't see that people will stop doing this.
I remember you telling once, if you do prayer for all those people, departed souls, it reaches them.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yes.
That's what I remember.
Yes.
And if you give this tilodaka here, and or Naivedya, they can smell and get full satisfaction, as if for 1 year is done for them.
Correct.
That is equivalent to Shraddha only you're talking, right?
But here the Shraddha is only on food to the departed, and you look at the process also, right? There is absolutely no devotion towards the departed person.
So doing this once a year, this Shraddha karma through Tilodaka is sufficient. That's what you're telling, and that is required.
That you can do it all the time. You can let us say in your case.
Anytime it can be done.
Yes, it need not be that you have to wait for that tithi to arrive or that date to arrive, because the ghalige or ghalika is applicable only to the mind. That is, you have past, present, future. When the person sleeps, let's say, do you have any kind of ghatika this time?
No. Time is now dissolved. Nothing there.
Is there space? Desha and Kala, both are removed when you sleep.
Desha is also not there. Yeah, both are not there.
Is there any sambandha, relation?
No.
Do you know who you are when you are sleeping?
No.
When
No, because I am not in Jagrata Avastha.
Yes, so when all the answers are no, am I not fooling myself by doing something which will bring me papa?
It is a waste of time.
No, if it was just waste of time.
Papa is if you do some what you call negative for other person, it is papa. But here you are doing something which has got no meaning. It is like jumping. You are just jumping in the middle of ground. What is use? Nothing.
No, but
no use.
No, I will tell you another simple thing. So they say on Ekadashi you should not eat rice and lentils. That is dal and rice.
Yeah.
Why they say that? Because they say on that day it will turn to non-veg. Have you heard about it?
Yeah. Ekadashi means nirahara.
No, nirahara is okay, but have you heard that why you should not eat rice and lentil?
I know, I was not aware of that.
So in one of the Madhva Math, that high standing priest was explaining why somebody should not eat rice and lentil on the Ekadashi day.
Probably he is not referring to Shastra Grantha, maybe his own or his teacher told or whatever it is, but now a sensible person would ask, excuse me sir, then in other days the mamsa will not happen, only on that day it will happen, but if I cut my body I don't see any rice and lentil, I only see mamsa. And even if you cut yours also, you will find the same thing. So then what happened to that food then? How it turned into mamsa? So this belief what I will be having, if it brings papa karma for that person, that is his problem. But it also brings me equally the same papa karma because I start believing that. Am I not following? Yes. I think that kind of, it's called Goddu Sampradaya. That is, we have to come out of that quickly.
This is also same thing. There is no difference.
So that is Udara Nimittam, they do it.
Udara Nimittam.
Udara Nimittam and social status.
See, the thing is, that is Udara Nimittam. This is also Udara Nimittam. What you are doing as Shraddha is also Udara Nimittam because...
Yeah, correct.
Because...
We don't have Shraddha that day. We just do something different.
Yeah, because you cannot... Can you change somebody's karma, but... See, now...
No, not at all. You can't change even one dot.
Yes. So now when you can't change somebody's karma, how can you promise that, okay, with my punya phala, you will go somewhere else?
That is completely wrong.
But we are doing it, no, but. And when we do it, it comes with effect of that. And that's what Krishna says. Don't do something without knowing the effect of it.
See, some people are doing through ajnana and mugdhate. And there is a bhakti there, which I can see. I have seen most of this village life when they do this Shraddha, they don't know Shraddha, that Grantha and all that, because somebody, their parents followed for their grandfather, and now they are doing it for their father and mother. So and there you can see Bhakti and Shraddha both. But what this priest talks, it's all Sanskrit, nobody understands. But they do with the Bhakti. But with the Bhakti, when they do all that, it is equivalent to some puja, right? So what you call this, you have two types of puja. One is you are able to see the idol in front of you, and another is you can do without that also. In this case, it is you don't have your parents in front of you, and through manas you are doing it.
No, that is correct. All that
So that is also, is it papa doing that? If you do with the Shraddha?
that is andha Shraddha, andha Bhakti. See, the nature doesn't care whether you did it with mugdhate or you did it with something or whatever it is. If you do something which is against the nature, you are doing papa. If you are doing something in line with nature, then there is punya. Very simple. So, and it should be applicable to all beings. Now, this karya is applicable only to Brahmins, nobody else. So, either the
other religions, every religion, they have their own way of doing it. Brahmins, because there is some mantra and all that, many people are there. If you call other people also, those pujaris will come and tell all that mantra. Here the question is, everybody is doing. For example, other people I have seen my own home. Other people, when they do the Amavasya day, they do the same thing, Tarpana.
That is correct, because they have said that if you can't do it here, you can do it there. So the principle remains the same. What I am talking about...
Everybody is doing finally. That is what I observed.
Yes, everybody is doing finally. But what are they doing finally? They are only doing something which doesn't have any kind of... what is that? Any kind of feeling which makes sure that your parent has moved from this place to that place, or my husband has moved from this place to that place, my wife has moved from this place to that place. That should happen, right?
Yeah, no, I have understood what you are telling. Once that relation is over, then there is no need of doing. And that is what the concept here.
No, actually...
People are doing with the Shraddha and Bhakti, and they do this Tarpana. I don't know that parents might have taken other birth already. If it is known, then there is no meaning in that. If it is unknown, it is just you are remembering your parents of those days, old memory. And for that old memory, you are recalling that memory and doing something Shraddha, some seva.
Yeah, that is correct. So, what needs to be done actually, if you were to implement?
I was thinking, it is not a papa. It may be andhashraddha, possible, but it is not. Cannot be papa, right? Because you are not killing anybody, you are not harming anybody. You are on your own.
No, you are deceiving your own self. You have the consciousness, right?
No.
Aren't you deceiving it? Isn't the mind deceiving it? It becomes...
Mind feels if I don't do it, if I don't do it, mind feels something wrong, you are not done. I will tell you, in my home, every year that Shraddha happens, for my father, for example. And this COVID came, everybody was doing their Shraddha of their parents everywhere, all over. Somehow we calling that priest. So my brother called, what to do? Immediately I told, there is nothing, we should not do anything, that's it. That day, if you have bhakti, just you do it on your own, something, that's it. No need to call people, then it becomes, if you are going against that corona, right, the moment, then it is really papa, calling people. We also don't meet, and I never traveled to my home, I was here only.
No,
it was there in Manas. Yeah, but you see, there, in such places in my hometown and all that, when you do this kind of things, what happens is, that day a lot of Annadanam also happens to all our workers, everybody, it's a Puri Bhojana, it's equivalent to Puja Bhojana for them. Everybody enjoys. So I was thinking how it is Papa. It is not Papa. and somebody is coming home and they're doing some ritual for us, mantra, and you have to pay some dakshina to that. All that ends. It's a get together, I can say. It's a nice get together.
All that I agree, but I'm not saying that whether that is good or bad. What I'm saying, we have to define what is papa and what is punya. Punya is something you do out.
But definitely, I agree. Definitely, this is not a what you call for our moksha. we are doing something which doesn't add value to our moksha. That is clear.
No, that is correct. So now we have to understand what is papa and what is punya. Okay. Now
Papa is harming others, right? That is papa.
no, it's not only harming others, you are harming yourself. That is the biggest papa.
Is it killing my time
Not
by
time.
doing that?
No, you look at what is himsa. You are causing himsa to consciousness. Through what?
But I feel if I don't do it, I feel himsa.
Both are himsa. You will not do it, so there is a guilt in the mind, which is himsa again.
Correct. That is himsa for me. That's
Now
what I
you
was
do
thinking
it.
so far.
Now you do it. Now you do it. So let's say I'm doing my fathers and mothers, right?
Yes.
Now this corona has come. So look at the intelligent way how mind will put it. Now this corona has come, so you don't have to do it. Now you can do it at your home.
It is not, don't have to do it. You should not do it. If you do it, it's problem.
Now isn't that a papa now? That you are not calling people and feeding them.
Yeah, see, the people like me don't feel papa, but other type of
Yes.
people, they may feel papa.
Yes, so now it is a mental made. It is called
For me, no
fabrication.
feeling.
No, but it is like this. It is called fabrication of the mind. We fabricate something and make it real. So what should be done as per this shloka is don't fabricate. See it really what it is. Have you understood what is the karana? Okay. What is the karma and who is the karta? Three things you need to know. Karma sangraha. Now, if I put that very clearly, the act of doing, should be in such a way that it should reach the person. Correct? That doesn't reach the person. So the karana is messed out. Now the karma. The karma what I am doing is apara karma. Correct?
Correct.
So that is wrong. And who is the karta? Now
That is I am doing. Me. I is there in that.
now you all the three are papa only, right?
I have done Swartha is wrong.
Because on whose behalf am I doing it? Let us say my parent, right? So let's say this May, my father died on 4th of May. So this is the month of May. So I should do my Pitru Karya of my father. So let's take that as an example.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Now Karana is who? My father.
Yes.
Correct. Am I sending whatever I should be sending to my father?
You can't send it.
So isn't it papa then?
You can do only bhakti based.
So what I can do is I can send gratitude to my father,
Yes.
saying that without you, without your guidance, I wouldn't be what I am today. So wherever you are, whichever life you've got or however you've got your body, okay, may you be happy in all times. That is the better
That
thing.
is a perfect Sharda. That is a perfect Sharda.
Now can I send it? Yes, I can send it because he has a mental body. I too have a mental body. So whatever I say through my mental body will pass through that mental body, right?
Yeah, my question was exactly that. So this mental body, can I use the word say Karana Sharira or Sukshma Sharira? Mental means what?
Sukshma Sharira.
Sukshma Sharira to his Sukshma Sharira,
Yes.
assuming that he is not liberated, and this will go. It will reach him, and that time he will get something positive pulse there, right?
Yes.
Because somebody is adding some energy to him.
Correct.
It's like Reiki treatment.
Perfect. So the karma is good or bad?
See, that part doing is giving something is a positive thing. You are earning some punyam there.
No.
Because you are giving something.
Exactly.
from
So
your
at
energy.
least you are giving something which is punya. Correct?
That is the only thing required, I think. Nothing beyond that.
Who is the karta? Who is the karta here? I am the karta as a role, as a son.
Roll.
And with a sense of gratitude to my father, saying that, look, on this day you departed this place. Hopefully you have got a body, but if you have not got the body, then also, or if you got the body, then also, I am remembering you for all the good things you have taught me, not the bad things. Okay, all the good things you have taught me. Without you, I wouldn't have been here, which is truth. Correct?
Yeah.
Now, from my mental body, when I pray, it will reach him. If Corona can reach the whole world, this also can reach.
Oh, it will reach immediately, instantly.
Yes. So
Like a flash.
So the karma what I am doing is the best karma. Why? Because I am wishing good to that departed soul. Okay, and
Here I fully agree with you. That is what is needed, not beyond that.
Yes, and the karta is myself as a role, and that karta was as a role father. The only association we had was the manasika sharira, that is my manasika sharira and his manasika sharira, both being one single manasika sharira, which is connected by the Atma, as explained by Krishna. So both have the same Atma, that is, I have the same Atma, my father has the same Atma. Now this is called a sammilana, that is joining together, and that's the reason we want to get married in the first place. The husband-wife relationship is two bodies, one soul, and same thing with children. So we want to be together, meaning as one entity. Now if I were to do the shraddha, which is actually shraddha, meaning I need to have tremendous faith in my father, and I pass the merit to him on the day of his death, it will reach him. Whereas if I do anything else of Yama and one Jivi or one Preta and say that this is Yama, this is Preta, Preta is going here and that is coming here and all that, that is stupid nonsense, because that priest should show where is Yama sitting and where is that Preta sitting. If the Preta was sitting, then the person has not got the body. That means he can bring him. What if the person has already got the body? Can he kill that person and bring him here? So that priest has taken bad karma and he is passing the same bad karma to you. Because what is he doing? He is adding all the three rices together. That is your father, forefather and that forefather. He is adding all of them together, which is most sinful act anybody can do. And that we are distributing to everyone. So we are not doing one papa, we are doing many papa in the process. So that's the reason you should not do Pitru Karya.
You should not do it.
If you want to be born in a good place of existence, that is heaven, don't do Pitru Karya. If you want to be reborn as a human being or as a hell being, we can do Pitru Karya forever. Choice is ours.
Okay. It is 9:31.
Yes. Okay, we will continue tomorrow.
Bhagvadgita tomorrow.
Yes. Not even part of Bhagvadgita only.
I know. I have taken a huge deviation because...
Yeah, Vilas was about to show us the path to heaven.
Yes. And I showed the path to hell. So no, I showed the path to hell. So
Tomorrow don't ask questions, you just explain, Vilas. If you ask questions, it goes in
No, it is
all
good.
directions.
No, it is good to ask questions. It is good to go slow actually, because this 18th chapter we cannot rush
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
Okay, all right then. See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you then. Yeah, bye.
Bye.